Hello, empty bottle again. Welcome back to Void Sales. We're going to continue. This is a new recording session, and I did play another couple minutes at the end of the last recording session that you're about to watch right now, and then we're going to swiftly move into where I currently am at. So, okay, so it looks like we have like a docking area and then some areas that have not yet been unlocked. The docks. A busy port where the military, merchant, and research vessels rest side by side. Crews load cargo, inspect rigging, and prepare for distant journeys. Let's explore. The docks. As your ship docks at the port, you can see a strange man among the crowd. Dressed in a peculiar yellow suit, he springs to action the second he sees your ship. I believe we found the man in yellow. Oh, wow. Interesting character. Ah, at last. I was getting worried. I presume you are the captain I was waiting for? He gives a courteous bow, though his porcelain mask remains expressionless. Oh, it's like a full mask the guy's wearing. Okay. The man in yellow, at your service. To what do I owe the pleasure? Well, here's your letter that you sent me. He takes the letter with his fingertips and waves it closer to his mask. Right, I did send that letter. The one you were so eager to show around at first opportunity. My dear old friend Leonardo, although disappeared is an overstatement, it would imply that no one knows where he is, wouldn't it? What happened to him? Let's just say he got a bit carried away. Not every door is meant for a human soul to step through. If you wish to find him, you must first meet Professor Ravenscroft. She works at the academy and will indulge you in all the minor details. I would really love to stay and chat with you, my new friend, but alas, duties call. Is there anything else you want to know before I go? Yeah, why are you helping me? Reason? Should everything have a reason? Do I help you just because I can? Am I even helping you, Captain? Some do believe that all actions are reactions, involuntary consequences of past events. But does that mean you have no choice in the matter? I surely hope that's not the case. We somehow got smarter listening to that. With that out of the way, I bid you farewell. We will meet later. I wanted your help with one other task. Safe travels and bon voyage. Gives you another courteous bow, and half strides, half trots towards the port exit. The academy must be closed at this hour. You may want to wait until morning to meet Professor Ravenscroft. Looks like something's open. The tavern. A favorite stop for starfaring captains, the tavern offers warmth, a hearty meal, and a moment's peace. Beneath its low ceilings and worn beams, stories are shared, alliances formed, and troubles briefly forgotten. Let's take a rest. You head to one of the rooms upstairs. It's a cozy room with surprisingly clean sheets. It looks like the innkeeper really tried to make the place comfortable. You lay down and shut your eyes. You will need the rest. In the morning, you'll head to the academy. For whatever reason, the man in yellow wasn't particularly helpful. Hopefully Professor Ravenscroft can tell you more. I want a giant turkey leg. Nice hook you have there? What is that? I can't tell what that is. It looks like one of the tools that they used to disembowel Mel Gibson in Braveheart. Look around the tavern and approach the barkeep. Ah, customers, welcome, welcome. Do you need some disemboweling? The name's Salt, proud owner of this humble establishment. Take a seat, will you? You look hungry. What? They say you prefer being rude? Alright, we'll take a seat. Salt submerges into the kitchen and quickly returns carrying a bowl of steaming lentil soup. It tastes relatively palatable. Well, what do you think? I mean, it's better than what you usually have. Have we been here before? You know, let's do honesty, and we may lose a friend here, but that's okay. Hey, that's already better than last time. Still getting used to this thing. He shows you his right hand, a shiny metal hook that reflects the dim light of the tavern. Oh, that's his hand. Okay. Well, you know what? If you only have one hand and your other hand is a hook, maybe the lentil soup doesn't need to be that good for me to be impressed. I guess we'll ask about the hook. Seems more interesting. Just a friendly reminder of my former past. I used to walk on a slippery slope until I was caught. For my crimes, I was sentenced to have my arm burned off. Jesus. The usual punishment for thievery. But it was a good thing, sort to say. To set me straight on the right course. The Inquisition may sometimes look heavy-handed, but the approach works. Now who, with the giant metal hook, is truly the heavy-handed one? Haha, I'm funny. You can hear an angry shout from behind a closed door near the counter. Salt turns towards the source of the noise. By the light, Riggs, just give me a minute. Sorry, Captain, my brother got injured recently and needs his wounds to be dressed. Yeah, about that. Can I tell him that I just sank his brother into the void in a gunship battle? Is the wound serious? Nah, just a couple of scratches. Got hit by a bunch of wooden splinters on his last adventure. My brother is a rowdy one, yet to settle down. His smile fades for a moment, but he picks it up immediately. Should be alright. To be safe, I've ordered some ointments back from Earth. There's this alchemist who claims they can help the wounds to heal. Another shout can be heard. I am coming, alright? By the stars, you whine like a little girl. Sorry, Cap, need to go. By the way, takes out a bottle from under the counter. Here, I've heard you helped some folks back at Cloudshire. They asked me to pass you this small present of theirs. Salt winks at you and walks inside the inner room. Is he friends with, Lucia? Strong brew. Thick, bitter liquor that warms the chest and steadies the limbs. Okay, so this is part of the new recording session. So I included those last two little encounters. We explored the shipyard and we explored the tavern. And now it looks like we have some industrial complex. And it looks like we have... I'm assuming this is the academy. But we'll see. So we rested. It's a new day. Let's check out the academy since they were talking about seeing Professor Ravenscroft. The academy. Okay, we were right. A place of quiet obsession where scholars of blue robes pore over artifacts and equations alike. Here, modern science intertwines with occult knowledge in an unending effort to understand the veil, and perhaps to bend it. I don't know if we're going to be able to inspect our artifacts if we just explore, but in the tavern, I believe we were able to rest and also explore, so let's explore. The Academy building towers over a luscious garden. Several people dressed in long blue robes are walking around. You wander through the halls until eventually you see a door marked Professors Ravenscroft. There are multiple of them? I don't know. Oh, she's sweet too. Everybody's character design is awesome in this. Inside you see a young woman. She's crouched over a table and focused on writing. Hearing your entrance, she addresses you without lifting her head. For the last time, I am not interested in whatever garbage you bring. Stop pretending you find valuable relics in the local outhouse, and don't return unless you bring something real. Let's not question how she confronts people. It sounds like people are generally annoying to her. So let's just let her know that she's got somebody new in her midst. She lifts her head and looks at you. Deep dark circles show many restless nights. She must have been neglecting rest for quite a while now. Oh, apologies. Thought you were someone else. And all the answer is the same. Now please close the door from the other side. She crouches over the table again and continues writing. I mean, just go in and be like, but my dad's missing. It doesn't seem like that should get our attention. So let's mention the man in yellow, since the man in yellow told us to go see her. Never heard of him. Also, it would help if you address people by their names rather than clothing style. Now, is there something specific you want from me, or do you intend to just keep standing there? Leonardo's my father. She suddenly stops and puts down her quill. Now look at that. I never knew Leonardo had a child, although he didn't exactly like to talk about anything outside of his work. She points at the chair in front of the table. I guess we're going to take a seat. Vedica Ravenscroft. Vedica? Vedica? I'll go with Vedica. I am Vedica Ravenscroft, the head artifacts expert. Apologies for my previous demeanor. The work here can get overwhelming. Now that expedition you mentioned, how much do you know about it? I don't know jack about it. They're just sending me around places. Unsurprising. That expedition wasn't exactly official. Your father managed to pinpoint the location of a distant moon called Boreas. It's a small planet following a uniquely shaped orbit, and it's very hard to predict. Leonardo calculated the exact path the ship would take to intercept the planet's movement. That expedition was of utmost importance to him. He was looking for an ancient ritual site. So Leonardo, being him, pulled some strings, made some promises, and got the funding he needed. We lost contact with the expedition 1 month ago. The Academy's council still decides whether sending a rescue mission is worth the risk. Still decides, or is still deciding? I'm not sure. What's the ritual? I'm curious. Is she gonna tell us? We are not the first to arrive here. We've studied multiple ruins scattered around the sector, and so far it's safe to assume that there used to be a whole civilization long before, incredibly attuned to the influence of the Veil. Your father had a particular interest in the ritual sites. He believed it was possible to traverse the Veil safely through them, or at least that was his theory. Alright, increase our knowledge. Our knowledge is getting up there. We've got knowledge increase quite a few times so far. Should you follow in Leonardo's expedition, take caution. We don't exactly know what happened. They should have set up a distress beacon if something went wrong, but they never did. I suspect the worst. She gets quiet for a moment. Captain, can I ask you a favor? Sure, you're helping me out. Amongst the expedition was my brother, Cornelius Ravenscroft. If you manage to find him or anything left of him, please let me know. She hands over the planet's coordinates. Now go, I have more work to do. If you have any artifacts you'd like to sell, you can do it here at the Academy. Alright, so we can still do the artifact thing. Let's check some things out. The mask is very interesting to me. That's one of the first things we got. The travel permit. Runic splinters is also really cool. That's the thing we got from the ship's graveyard. Drawing of a star was from the blinking eye, I believe. It was like a star that disappeared, and then other stars disappeared around them. Let's do... I guess we can do all of them, but it's going to cost money. So let's do the mask first. Let's inspect 20. Okay, it's a resolve thing. Oh, that also lets us sell it if we don't really want it. Our resolve is already pretty high, but I do like being able to get closer to 100%, so we'll hang on to it. Let's see what the splinters give us. Oh, and it's cheaper to inspect. I didn't even notice that. Or did everything just get cheaper each time we inspect something? That might be what happened there. Let's do the splinters. Improves test of knowledge by 10. That's good. Part of the casing used to confine the solar core. And this is probably also going to be knowledge, but maybe not. Ooh, perception. Okay. We're just going to inspect everything here. I guess we can sell this one. 10 isn't really that much, and I feel like I'm burning through our gold, and we may want to upgrade like shields or cannons or something. The gloves only have one use left. Should we like use each thing twice and then just sell for like max value? Or were these worth more before we used it? That's another thing we can check. I think that's good for now. Let's back out and check out the factory thing. The shipyard. A sprawling industrial complex of towering hangars, cranes, and scaffolds built to berth vessels that sail the stars. The clang of metal and hiss of steam echo day and night, while tired workers move through the haze, many living in cramped quarters between shifts. You wander around the shipyard when you stumble upon a peculiar hangar. Its windows are boarded shut, although light comes from between the planks. The door is locked, but you could probably force it open. I don't know if we need to be kicking doors in. Let's look. If we fail, do we lose perception? I guess we could just look inside. Let's see what's going on. This only ups it to 40%, which is a lot more than 30%, but let's just go ahead and screw it, let's use it. I tend to not use items when I play games. I'm one of those people that just like always saves their best things for the right moment and never uses them, and then I end the game with like 50,000 elixirs. So yeah, let's use it. Okay, so we succeed. You lean next to the window and look inside. However, as you do, a heavy hand lands on your shoulder. You turn around and see a massive woman holding a hammer. Hey, lady. Nice to meet you. Something I can help you with, Captain? Did you get lost? I didn't mean to spy. Marfa. And I did not intend to catch you doing so, but here we are. My name is Marfa. I oversee the shipyard workers. If you want to improve and modify your ship, I'm the one to talk to. Let's ask about her. She gives a loud chuckle. If only. The shipyard itself still belongs to Ashvara, although at least now we do have some resemblance of freedom. She spits on the sidewalk. What do you mean by freedom? My late husband was sold to Ashvara years ago. His former landlord needed some extra gold. When the war ended, the city became a neutral zone, and the Empire insisted that all the workers in the city be freed of servitude. But we are to compensate our former masters for now missing free labor, as well as the tools and the materials we use. But we are to compensate our former masters for now missing free labor. Oh, for the now missing free labor. I get it. Sorry. Sometimes when I read, it doesn't necessarily make sense because I'm just like trying to read and I'm not actually like internalizing the words. So anyway, it's silly. Did they manage to pay off their debts? We are close, but never close enough. A new charge is always introduced whenever Ashvara gets worried that we might pull it off. She looks at you and then at the hangar. Captain, you must travel a lot. If you manage to get a hold of a spare solar core, can you bring it to me? We're working on a project. We're missing a crucial component. Sure, I'll help. Why not? Think about it. I need to get back to work, but when you come next time with a solar core, I'll show you what is behind that door. She gives you a nod and heads inside the hangar. As she enters, you can see a glimpse of what is inside. Several manufacturing machines used to cast solar cannons. Maybe a ship upgrade, or maybe a new ship, who knows? Okay, so upgrades are 75. Oh, so the next upgrade of shielding is decreased damage from collisions. As somebody who runs into things a lot, that's too expensive anyway. This reduces the cooldown on cannons by 25%. Yeah, let's upgrade the solar cannon charge cost so that we can get more damage next, the next upgrade. Look ahead a little bit. So I guess our next goal is to just fly back out into space. Did we get a goal? I'm not sure if we got a goal even. I know we got some planet coordinates from the alchemist at the academy. Expected journey duration 20 to 30 days. So it seems like we have a lot of supplies, but we don't know yet if there's a way to lose supplies. So let's buy some more supplies. Let's just empty our gold here. Okay, so we are going to that planet. Boreas, an elusive planet with an unpredictable orbit, the last known stop of your father's expedition. The journey ahead is uncertain. What awaits there is unknown, and how far we'll have to go before we can return, even more so. Let's go. The journey continues. The man in yellow offered little. Your father's disappearance seemed to matter far less to him than you had hoped. But not all paths were fruitless. Vedika, a scholar from the academy, revealed a trace of truth. Leonardo traveled to Boreas, a distant, desolate world, home to a forgotten ritual site, and now you must follow. Okay, so we have an event up here. I like events. Let's go to the event. Burned village. You sail across the space sector when in the distance you see a group of islands and a thick black smoke coming from one of them. Head to the island and disembark. At last you find the source of the smoke, a small settlement, or rather what remains of it. The ground is covered with a thick black overgrowth, similar to the one you've seen. Charred by the fire, it smolders toxic smoke. What is worse, close to the settlement's central square, you can see a small clearing, and on it a pile of corpses. Multiple bodies stacked together in some sort of a pyre. I guess we can inspect it. And we'll use the drawing again. Success. You approach the pile and look closer. Men, women, children. Judging by the amount, it must have been the whole village. Someone has committed a terrible crime and tried to cover it up. Alright, we gained a little perception. Furthermore, upon closer inspection, many have strange cysts covering their bodies, unaffected by the fire. A faint yellow glow can be seen emanating from them. Well, we're not touching it. I guess we can check our academics. Help me, runic splinters. 50-50 shot. I know we're getting super lucky here. We've won many flips that were like 50-50 flips. And it just leads me to think the game is being like deceptive, but in like a helpful way. I think it might be weighted towards helping you early on, maybe. Or we're just lucky. I don't know. Critical success. You take your tools and inspect the cysts. They're definitely solid, resembling stone rather than anything organic. However, they are fully fused into the flesh. You search your memory. There have been mentions of people developing such deformities after prolonged exposure to the veil. However, you wonder how a common fishing village would be affected so much. And we gained 4 knowledge. Nice. I take a moment considering your next step. Is that like somebody speaking to us in third person? Like the game is like, or maybe like the lighthouse keeper, the woman we met at the lighthouse, who kind of like, she's like the oracle that knew things, or it could just be a typo. I don't know. We're still not touching the cysts. No, thank you. Despite the initial interest, you suppress your curiosity and continue the journey. Sorry if I missed something cool from happening. I'm not touching the cysts on a pile of corpses that were left there. Ooh, the lighthouse is up here. But there's something down here. I know we can do everything. Let's see, if the path to the lighthouse leads out, this is only costing us 2 extra supplies, so let's go check it out. Stranded boat. In the distance, you can see a small ship, barely capable of starfaring. It must have gotten stranded here. The ship does not move and does not signal you. However, you notice a faint light coming from one of the portholes. The light quickly extinguishes. Well, we're definitely checking this out. Can we just fly close to the ship instead of boarding it? Can we like peek at it first? You board the ship. Although the ship is a strong word, more like a fishing boat. The deck is empty, but there's a small door on the deck leading to the cabin. It's locked from the other side. Muffled voices can be heard from beneath the deck. I think we just forced the door open. Although they don't want to be found, I don't think, but let's... I'm curious what happens when we use all of one item, so I'm gonna go ahead and use this now. And then we'll see if the item disappears or if we can sell it for 100 gold after it's used up. Wow. Critical success. Without much effort, you slam your shoulder against the door and break it open. Inside the dark cabin, you see several hooded figures cowering in the dark corners. Oh, they have the cysts too. One of the figures extends his open arms towards you. Please, let us be. We mean you no harm. Or we mean no harm. Just passing by. You can't see his face under the hood, but the voice sounds to be old. I guess we can just ask them. I don't feel like ripping their hoods off. It's a little bold, isn't it? The man lifts his hood anyway. Behind it is an elderly face covered with deep wrinkles and strange cysts. The cysts have an unnatural color, as if they are slightly glowing in the dark. We're just people, refugees. Our village was destroyed. Please don't harm us anymore. We have children on board. So they're obviously from, well, probably from the village. We were leaving in peace, not bothering anyone. Just a simple space whaling village. And then the Inquisition came, burned everything down. We're headed to a place. We were promised to be safe there, but we got lost along the way. The man's voice is filled with deep sorrow. I wonder if we can help them. I don't really want to hear what their opinions on the Inquisition are. Obviously, they're going to be negative. I'm curious about it, though, but let's ask about the place they're trying to go to. I don't know much about it, only that we will be safe there. The people seem terrified and malnourished. Will they be able to reach their destination? I think we can give them some supplies. It said we were going to need 20 to 30, so I'm willing to give up to 5. I didn't see how many it took. It couldn't have been more than 5, though. I don't think we were above 40. Thank you, Captain. We should be going. Here, take this. He hands you a small trinket. Straw trinket. Oh my goodness. What in the Blair Witch is this thing? Handmade charms are common, but you could swear this one writhes faintly when no one's watching. I believe that. You get back to your ship and start sailing away. You see the other boat powering its engine and doing the same. You wonder why the Inquisition massacred their village. There's something wrong with these people. These cysts may be contagious. Well, we're not blowing them up, although that might come to bite us in the butt later. We're gonna let them go. We just didn't give them supplies, just a fire on their ship. The boat is slowly sailing away. Cool, I like that one. Let's go up to the lighthouse. Can we go this way? No. Oracle, speak to me. If it's the same person, I'm assuming it is. You sail close to the nearby lighthouse, hoping to get some rest. As you disembark, you can see the lighthouse keeper. She sits at a small table beside a cliff, observing the night skies. As you approach, you can hear her voice. Welcome back, Captain. I sense you've already met that friend of yours, the one who prefers to call him the man in yellow. I have enough trouble reading without typos. Was your meeting to your satisfaction? I mean, I feel like confidence is like false confidence, so let's hesitate. It doesn't surprise me. He does many things, but I would not call them help. He introduces you to situations, observes how you will act. Well, she knows him. Tell me more. Yes, we've known each other for quite a while, since we were both still young. He always amused me with his actions, pulling and pushing the strings of fate. With him around, I've never felt certain about the future. Maybe that's what I liked about him. Wait, are we just gonna play matchmaker this game? Is the whole point just to get these two together? Or am I like shipping them prematurely? Now though, we have parted ways. When you see Zalthur next time, tell him I said hi. His name is Zalthur, or is this somebody else we're speaking about? I think that's the man in yellow. She gives a brief sight, as if remembering something from the past. Now then, would you like to hear another prophecy of things that will not change? Sure. Just as the last time, she closes her eyes. A moment passes, then she opens them once more. A watcher of the past waits patiently for your loving touch. It promises safety and speaks of home and peace. The anticipation rises and temptation is unavoidable. That sounds ominous. The light of her eyes sizes? Grows, maybe? I'm not sure. Home. Is home a place you return to, or the souls you carry with you through the storm? She pauses for a moment before continuing. Now, I would like to be alone. The dance of the stars is particularly charming today. She turns away from you and continues watching the sky. Can we rest here? What's the point of resting here? Oh, we got more supplies. Once more, you can rest in the lighthouse's guest room. You wonder how many starfaring captains were saved from being stranded in the space by its warming light. Once again in the morning, you find several sacks of supplies waiting for you next to the door. 10 supplies. Sweet. I don't think we did that last time. comes another event with this weird green tower. A mysterious obelisk. As you sail across the space, a surprising sight unfolds. An ancient obelisk floating amongst the ruins of an unknown origin. It is directly on your course, and it gets closer with every passing minute. Oh, we are flying. Okay. Oh hey, we got some enemies here. How do I do this again? It's been a week since I played. Let's see if we can blast some of these guys before they use shields. Okay, just trying to remember the controls here. That is very bright. No fair, they have lasers and we're just like blasting cannonballs at them. Alright, I think I'm back on the controls here. I think I got some of it back. Oh, we are taking some damage though. I'm not shielding properly. Is there another one off to the side here? Looks like we got them all. No, there's a few off to the right there. I held the shields too long. Alright, that may have done those in, and is there any more? I think the music stopped. Do we have to go explode the obelisk over here? That looks like we're just going to the exit. It'll probably lead to another text adventure, which is my favorite part of the game so far. I'm really liking those. I don't know if it makes the best watching with me just reading stuff, but I am absolutely enjoying it. You see a large, peculiarly shaped structure. Its surface is covered with mysterious symbols, and a glowing orb is right in the middle of it. You can see several bodies lying in a circle around it. There's no signs of life, but their faces are unusually peaceful. Absolutely examining this, and we're going to use our splinters. So I want the max possible success here, and we failed. What's this mean now? You inspect the obelisk, but your conclusions are scarce. The stone structure is quite old, but the centerpiece is the most abnormal part. The obelisk has an orb placed in the center of the structure. It emanates a pulsating glow. You can sense a presence inside the obelisk, as if a faint whisper urging you to approach closer. Well, leave. You prefer not to touch every piece of rock you encounter. That's not true. Let's touch it. This could be really not good, but let's try it anyway. Uh-oh, failure. You place your hand on the surface and close your eyes. At first, nothing happens, but then a cacophony of images appears in your head. They spin and spin around you, too fast for you to comprehend, changing one another. The experience is almost nauseating and you struggle to keep your composure. Eventually, you're forced to retract your hand. Whatever the obelisk wanted to show you, you were unable to perceive. And your perception goes down. That's interesting because, like, sorry, I bumped the microphone. That's interesting that we lose stats on failures, which makes us more likely to fail. That's cool, though. I wonder what the fail state of the game is. Like, what causes the end of a game? Do we have to start over? Like, do we get, like, an official game over? Onwards. Boreas. Oh, we're there. Okay. A drifting world with an unpredictable orbit. Hard to find, harder to leave. Leonardo's expedition came here seeking a forgotten ritual site. A place where, if the theories are true, one might pass through the veil itself. Now you must uncover what became of them. Welcome to Boreas. We're going to explore this next time. I love this game so far. I'm really intrigued. I like the characters. And I'm glad that we're all here together enjoying this. My name is Empty Bottle. And we will see you next time.